Hello everyone, my name is Lucas Aubert and I'm a solutions engineer at VertiGIS. And in this TechTip video, I'll be walking you through how to embed the EagleView Explorer within a VertiGIS Studio Web app. Let's dive in. EagleView provides high-resolution aerial imagery and property data, particularly for construction, insurance, and government sectors. Now, before getting started, make sure that you are running VertiGIS Studio Web version 5.36 or later. You will also need an EagleView API key. And if you don't have one already, you will need to contact your EagleView representative. Note that the API key must be configured to authenticate requests from the fully qualified domain name of your VertiGIS Studio Web host. Also note that if you wish to embed the EagleView Explorer within the SaaS edition of VertiGIS Studio Web, you must use a registered VertiGIS Studio subdomain. Check out our Support Center article for more information on this process. The link is in the description below. Also, feel free to check out our Support Center article on the EagleView integration process that we'll be going through today. Here, you'll find the latest information on the integration from our support team. The link is also in the description below. Okay, so to get started, let's download the JavaScript library from the VertiGIS Developer Center. Here, you can preview the integration before downloading. Within the VertiGIS Studio Web Designer, let's upload the JavaScript library that we just downloaded. Next, let's add the EagleView component to our application. I'm going to add it to the panel beside the map so that we can actually see the map and the EagleView imagery at the same time. Now, let's add our EagleView API key to the component. And there we go. Within a couple minutes, we have successfully embedded the EagleView Explorer within a VertiGIS Studio Web application. Now, before I leave you to try this out on your own, here are a couple suggested methods for launching the EagleView component from VertiGIS Studio Web. Let's first save the app and refresh it to take a look at what it currently looks like upon initial load. Now notice how the EagleView component is currently hidden in the panel. A simple way to get your users to launch the EagleView component is to add a button to the I Want To menu that shows and hides the component. Here's how to quickly do that. We'll navigate to the I Want To menu settings. We're going to add a new menu item, and we're just going to look up the show command. And what we're going to do first is just change the title here to say Show EagleView. When the user selects it, they'll see the description as well. And then we're going to quickly just change the icon to something a little bit more appropriate. And then we're going to select what component we actually want to show, and that's going to be the EagleView component. All right, let's go ahead and try this out. Go to the I Want To menu, and let's select Show EagleView. Let's just minimize this panel on the left-hand side. And as we can see, the EagleView panel opens up, and I'm able to interact with it. The map view is also synchronized to EagleView as well. Note that you can also add launch points from the context menu and from a result action. To do this, you can use a VertiGIS Studio workflow that first zooms into the selected feature or point on the map, and then opens the EagleView component. And so this is what the workflow looks like for the context menu button. So basically, it just starts out with getting the workflow inputs, which in this case, if we navigate back to VertiGIS Studio Web, we can see that we are simply just passing in the panel component ID of the EagleView component. And you can get that component ID if you navigate to your panel, like so. Select your EagleView panel that holds the EagleView component. And if you go to the settings icon, this is the layout ID that you're looking for. So you can go ahead and copy that and then bring it into your workflow within the context menu. And then paste it here. Now, once we've gotten that ID, we've pasted in here, what we're going to do is in the workflow, get those inputs. And then, like I said earlier, we're going to first zoom into that area and we're going to get the geometry from the context menu location. So in other words, wherever we right click on the map, that's where the geometry is going to be set. Now we're going to use that geometry and we're going to open up EagleView. And what this is going to do is just run an activate command, and it's going to open up the panel ID that we're passing in from our inputs. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, so I'm in my map view now, and I'm just going to navigate to a building that I want to open EagleView at, and I'll right click, hit open EagleView. It'll zoom my map into wherever I clicked, and then it's going to open up that EagleView imagery for that. And if you prefer writing VertiGIS Studio Web command chains rather than using workflows, here is what the command chain would look like if you wanted to open EagleView from the context menu. All right, so here is what the workflow looks like for the result action button. And so it's a pretty similar workflow. Again, we're passing in the workflow inputs, which comprises of the panel ID that we saw that we used in the context menu. And then what we're going to do is, instead of passing in the geometry from the inputs, we're going to use the features that we're passing, and we're going to use that as the extent for the map. And so I'm getting into my workflow inputs, and I'm grabbing that first feature in my results list. And so we'll take a look at that in action in a second here. So we're using that as our map extent. And then just like in the last workflow, we're going to run an activate command, and we're going to specify that panel ID that we're passing in through our inputs. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, in my VertiGIS Studio Web app, and let's go ahead and select a feature. And let's go ahead and run the feature action. You can see that I'm zoomed into that feature. And now EagleView opens on that feature centered on the map. And again, if you prefer to use command chains rather than workflows, this is what the command chain would look like for running the button from the result action menu. And one last thing, if you'd like to use the workflows that we worked through today, go ahead and check out our Support Center article on adding the EagleView Explorer to VertiGIS Studio Web. It'll be there. Great, so that wraps up today's tech tip. Thanks for sticking with us. If you found this helpful or learned something new, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment on what you learned below. And if you'd like to give VertiGIS Studio a try, go to apps.vertigisstudio.com for a free 60-day trial. Thanks everyone for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more VertiGIS tech tips. Bye for now.